Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Hello and welcome to our coverage of the ECL 24 Spring Pro Division Finals. My name is Brandon B. Major Bigsby, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we will have the conclusion of our finals series between Almost Famous and Falun Coal Miners. As yesterday, Almost Famous took a 2-1 series lead over Falun Coal Miners, a series that the winner of today will have automatic promotion into the Elite Division. The loser will have to go in a relegation series here in just about a few days to a week's time. But hoping to avoid that are these two sides is, man, these are two teams that have a lot of history in this league. Both have been around since 2018. Coal Miners took the step down from the Elite Division to the Pro Division voluntarily, while for Almost Famous took a hiatus for a couple years, came back last season, played in the Light Division, made the jump up to Pro this season, and have been arguably the hottest team in the playoffs here so far. They're just 2 wins shy of lifting that ECL Pro Division trophy and finding their way back into the ECL's top flight. But first and foremost, before we tell you the rest of the stories and give you a look at everything in terms of the matchups, let's take a quick look at the bracket and show you how these two teams got to this point. And we'll start out with the Falun Coal Miners. As you can see, two pretty close series overall. They played a really tough team in Golden Sticks at the 12th seed in the quarterfinals. Interestingly enough, Falun were up 3-0 in that series. Golden Sticks come back, get 2 games. Falun Coal Miners able to take care of business there in that final game, and then against Mustakulta. Once again, Coal Miners up 3-1 in the series. Mustakulta come in, make things close, tie it at 3-3, and then in overtime, the Falun Coal Miners on a penalty shot get the game-winning and series-winning goal. So Mustakulta showing a good fight, nevertheless still able to clinch their spot into the relegation series. A team that has been very, very much on the rise, one of the up-and-coming teams in this ECL league. We'll see what they can do in that series, just a game shy of those finals. And then for Almost Famous, they go up against a Deadly Phantoms team that obviously the talk for so long has been, when are they going to be making it up to that Elite Division? They've, for so many seasons, been so close to getting back up there, but have just fallen a round or two short. They do once again, Almost Famous defeat them in a convincing 5-game series that had a lot of close games in it, but nevertheless, win it in overtime in game number 5 and punch their ticket into the semifinals against Reitik, another team who, again, everyone has been kind of waiting to see when they're going to make it to that next level in the Elite Division, when they're going to be able to finally get to that Pro Division championship. Almost Famous able to take care of them in 6 games. So they went up against 2 of the most experienced teams, arguably, in this entire division to get to this point. A very impressive stretch for them. And now they go up against another team in Falun Coal Miners with a lot of history, though a different-looking Falun Coal Miners squad than what we've seen the last couple of years. Still a team with a lot of experience and a lot of games under their belt. Let's take a quick look at the team matchup as both of these two sides so far, very, very good throughout this season. You see Almost Famous with a slight advantage in the goals for category, while a bit of an advantage for Falun Coal Miners in terms of the defensive end, not allowing goals. And the biggest thing that's going to be fun to watch out for is the special teams. A 66.7% penalty kill for Almost Famous, while for Falun Coal Miners, 92% so far during this postseason. So Falun Coal Miners a lot better at killing off those penalties than Almost Famous, and this is a good Falun Coal Miners offense. So Almost Famous going to want to try to stay out of the box, and if they do get into penalty trouble, they're going to need to make sure they kill those off a little bit better than they have so far in this postseason. And now it's time to give you our matchups, the starting lineups for both of these two teams. You will start out with the number 8 seed in Almost Famous, the 3-4 trio at left wing, Oxdoggy at center, Gavalko, and at right wing, Ricard, while on the back end defensively it'll be Yalkin and Yesbardu, and in between the pipes, it'll be Granti, while for Falun Coal Miners, left wing, Strandmannen, at the center spot, Smay K, and right wing, Buffy, while on the back end defensively it'll be Fierdion, their captain at left defense, and Supremski at right defense, while in net, in between the pipes for Falun Coal Miners, it'll be Eli Kamel. Let's take a quick look now at the center spot. We'll go position by position, and the captain for this Almost Famous team, Kavalko, he has been just absolutely stellar during this playoff run at a 2-point per game pace so far, 19 goals, 23 assists. He's really done everything for this Almost Famous team. He's been in the finals before. He has been on deep playoff runs before. one of the most experienced guys on this team, both captains, two of the most experienced players overall in their ECL careers in the pro division. Cavalco going to be another very valuable piece to look out for. And then Lucas Meke on the other side, 14 goals, 18 assists, 32 points in the 20 games he has played. Really solid numbers overall. And really the face-off percentage, I think, is what really stands out to me, that 54% at the dot. Is he going to be able to step up for this team yet again in that possession battle? We see so many times to where face-offs really can be an important factor to these games because of those possessions in the offensive zone, in the defensive zone. It's going to be fun to see if he can carry that over here into this game. Now we'll go over to the wingers, and the winger is going to be very critical to the goal scoring here in these matchups. And as you can see, all of them have stepped up and have been big so far. You see Ricard over on the right wing side, 17 goals leading the way there for this almost famous side. Next to him, Oxdoggy, who has been an interesting story, came in and filled at that left wing spot for Vale, who actually transferred mid-season to Bjorklov and Esports up in the Elite Division. He was a really solid player for Almost Famous, has stepped up for them critically, and Oxdoggy coming in from Aktukset, another Pro Series playoff team, transferring from there over to Almost Famous. He instantly came in and made his presence known at 33 points in the 16 regular season games he played, a 2-point per game pace that slowed down just a bit in these playoffs, but nevertheless, he has been very good overall. You see, he's been able to put in a few goals, he's been able to shoot the puck and get in the lanes. He has been very efficient. While over on the other side, for Falun Coal Miners, that great offense they had has just continued with Stranaman and Buffy, both of them really stepping up. Buffy, a little bit lesser on the goal-scoring side. He's been getting shots on, but just has not had that same fortune or that same ability to put the puck in the back of the net that we saw from him in the regular season. You see 14 goals in his 20 playoff games so far. Not too bad, obviously, but in the regular season, where he had 36 goals in 28 games, led this team in goals for a little bit lesser there, but he's still a guy that you're going to have to look out for if you're Almost Famous. You know when he has the puck in his stick, he's typically going to be dangerous. Now look back at the defense, and I think that this is where, in my opinion, the positions are going to be the most fun to look out for. And, you know, we'll start out with Almost Famous, obviously, the physicality. The first thing that stands out to you. Yalkin, 124 hits. Yesbaru, 150 hits. Both of them just so good at being able to be physical and really disrupting the play with their body. And for Yalkin, not only has he been great defensively, but you can see with the stats, he has been elite offensively. 29 points in 20 playoff games, 9 goals, 20 assists. He has 19 blocked shots as well. He has done everything. I think if you had an MVP for the playoffs, Yalkin could very easily be considered as the guy to win it. And then next to him, Bardu, who also has been amazing. It might be a little bit easy to overlook him just because of the stats next to him, but he shouldn't do that. 150 hits, 17 assists on his 18 points in the 20 games he has played. He has been absolutely phenomenal. He's going to have to be once again against this Falun Coal Miners team. And then on the other side, Furian and Supremski, two of the most experienced defensemen I think that you will find in this division. Obviously, we all know about Furian. He has been the captain of this team for so long, came back down to the pro division with them from Elite this season. Supremski, another guy that has a lot of experience here in the pro division. You know, from Brinus IF to Synergy Hockey to Bjorklov and Esports to Lexons, he's pretty much been around the block as much as you can be in this pro division, but has not made it up to that elite division yet, has not hoisted that championship trophy yet. He's going to hope to change that. He's been phenomenal as well. As we will now go over to our final position matchup, the goaltending. Always so fun to compare these two goalies together. And as you can see, Granati, the stats a little bit lesser than Eli Kamel, but as someone that has gotten the call a game or two from him in these playoffs, he's going to be someone that can step up big for this Almost Famous side. I know that 76 save percentage, not something that pops out at you, but he's a guy that can step up and make some big saves. While on the other end, Eli Kamel, phenomenal per usual, an 84.6 save percentage, has 2 shutouts as well. So far in these playoffs, again, another goaltender with just a ton of experience, really, overall. I mean, he's played at the elite level, he's played at the pro level. You know, he's typically been up in that elite division, was with Edinburgh Hockey for a few seasons, played with Poggers for a season, and then transferred over to this Falun Coal Miners side last season in the elite division, decided to make the jump down with them to the pro division. And boy, has he been phenomenal so far in his season down at this level. He's going to have to step up again today with his team down 2-1 in the series. But nevertheless, he's been able to do so far. They'll have to do so one more time. Now, our keys to the game, our keys to success. What are these two teams going to have to do to clinch a series here today? We're going to start out with Almost Famous. And number one, control the puck to control the game. That has been the key to success really all season long and all postseason long for this Almost Famous team. A funny stat, they have had more time in attack than their opponents in 17 of their 20 playoff games, including 2 of the 3 in the series. Ivalko also mentioned in his interview with Fani in our pro finals preview on the website. Make sure you go check that out if you haven't already. That controlling the game offensively is how they win these games. That is what they look to do. They want to play their offense. They want to win offensively. They're going to have to win the possession game in order to do that. Number 2, contain the fury of Furion. Furion, obviously, the guy that really circle on the game plan. He's been phenomenal on both ends. 2 goals, 2 assists so far in this series with 11 takeaways and 24 interceptions defensively. He's the most experienced guy, arguably, in this lineup. He is the most dangerous with the puck on his stick outside the 3 forwards. You're going to have to make sure you keep an eye on him. And then again, on the defensive end, Furion, one of the better lockdown defensemen that you will find in this division as well. So you're going to have to keep a circle and an eye on him at all times if you're Almost Famous. If you don't, he could make you pay for it on either side of the ice. And then last but not least, don't lose games consecutively in this series. And that is something that Almost Famous have been very good at, and it's the reason that they are here. They have not lost in succession, meaning they have not lost back-to-back games or more since April 25th. That was their longest losing streak, was that 2-game losing streak. So you're looking at a team that have not lost in succession in almost 2 months. That is a very, very good sign in the playoffs. However, remember, they are the higher seed, so a little bit different this time around, but they do have 2 games in hand. So the only way that they can lose this series is by losing games in succession. So if they can just find their way to 2 wins, if they lose 1, win 1, lose 1, win 1, they're still good. They're champions. But you cannot allow Falun Coal Miners to beat you back-to-back, or even on the worst end of things, 3 times in a row, not acquiring another win in this series. If they do, not going to be able to hoist that trophy. Well, we'll look over to the keys to success on the Falun Coal Miners side of things. As we'll start out with capitalizing on scoring chances. This is a Falun Coal Miners offense that during the regular season was absolutely amazing. They were the second best offense in the league, 3.6 goals for per game. The playoffs, that's dipped quite a bit, nearly by a full goal, 2.75 goals for per game during this playoff run so far. They're going to have to try to find a little bit more offense than what we've seen from them in the last couple of weeks, and then being aware of Almost Famous's physicality. We talked about how much Almost Famous, especially on the defensive end, love to throw the body around. They're going to want to continue to do that here today. They did it during the two or three games yesterday. It's something that they're going to have to look out for, especially with the puck on their stick. It will cause some turnovers, and they're going to have to be ready for it on the offensive end. And then last but not least, for Falun Coal Miners, if you're up in the series, seal the deal. This has been an issue sometimes for Falun so far in these playoffs. When they have had a potential series-clinching game this postseason, they have a record of just 3-4. If they have a chance to clinch the championship, they're going to have to find a way to do it. So we'll see if they can. They're going to have to fight their way back first. They're down 2-1 in this series. A massive Game 4, just second away if the two teams have matched up. We'll get you into the game in just a few moments, as you can see the lineups for both teams once again here, as well as some of the builds that we've got going on. Always fun to see these builds. A lot of playmakers, a lot of puck-moving defensemen on both of these two sides. That's kind of been the meta build. The right winger, Buffy, over on Falun Coal Miners, the lone man not using one of those two builds in the forwards. He has a sniper build, and then Supremski using a defensive defenseman. So a little bit more variance on the Falun Coal Miners side over on that right end. So that right side for Falun Coal Miners is going to be something to look out for here in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go. Almost Famous, number 8 seed. Falun Coal Miners, the number 1 seed. Almost Famous, just 2 victories away from hoisting that Pro Division championship. Falun Coal Miners trying to make this the best of 3 series to win. Game number 4. Who's going to get the job done? We'll find out. Just a matter of moments. Into the opening face-off will be Falun Kohlmeiner's in their away. Weiss is a quick shot on Granti. Save made. As Falun Kohlmeiner's 31 seconds in, wasting no time. Face off to the left side of Granti. Won by Almost Famous in the defensive zone as Yalkin gets it up and it finds its way over to the right winger of Ricard. Is a penalty going to be called and taken against against Almost Famous. Thought that was going to be against Falun Kohlmeiner's as Almost Famous were on the offensive attack, but it's an interference in front. That's going to go against Oxdoggy, and now Falun Kohlmeiner's a quick power play opportunity, not even 2 minutes into this game. Face off to the right side of Granti, tied up. One in the defensive zone by Almost Famous. Card tried to clear that out, but couldn't. Furion will take possession up past the blue line. Furion will get the point. It's over to Buffy. One-time shot saved by Granti. Will hold on for the stoppage. Big save so far here from Granti. Early on in this game, being tested by this Falun Kohlmeiner's offense. Another offensive zone face-off here for Falun Kohlmeiner's. They've lost the first two. Tied up. Found by Almost Famous, but over to Strongmana is a one-time shot, weakly put over to the middle of the ice, and that'll be dumped out by Almost Famous. 50 seconds left on the Falun power play here. Try to break past the blue line, not able to, and they'll have to reset again. Furion over past the blue line, but an offside call. Not an ideal power play so far for Falun Kohlmeiner's. No shots on net other than the one that they had a few seconds in. Almost Famous doing a good job, not really allowing Falun to get into the offensive zone and get something going as they do this time around. So bump off that puck, but it's found by Strongmana. Oxdoggy now out of the box, back to even strength. It's Falun Kohlmeiner cycling it around. Smake at the top of the face-off, not shot on, blocked in front. As Yalkin will skate this up and give it down the middle of the ice to Smake. Smake looking for an option. First is back to Ricard. Over to Oxdoggy. Is that puck almost trickled in past Eli Kamel, but he's able to get a handle on that. We'll freeze it for a stop. It's just 5 minutes into this game. It's felt like longer, but still scoreless so far as Almost Famous kill off that penalty well. They're in the offensive zone for a face-off, but it's one in the defensive zone by Falun Kohlmeiner's. AK. Back up to Supremski. Down low, it's a pass in front. Deflected away, and a nice job there by Kavalko. Kavalko trying to move its way up. Jesparu gets it at the point. Yalkin now, shot tipped in front. Picked up by Furion, and here comes Strongmana and back to Furion behind him. Over to Buffy. Nice neutral zone defense here from Almost Famous. Falun Kohlmeiner's finally break past it. Buffy back to the point to Supremacy. Shot on from the point from Furion. Goes a little bit wide. May have been blocked. Here comes Almost Famous on the other end. Kavalko's shot save made by Eli Kamel, and Falun Kohlmeiner's now gain possession, trying to slow things down. Almost halfway through this first period. Opportunities few and far between, but nevertheless, the defense has been the star of the show. It's a shot on to Eli Kamel, save made. Hold on for the whistle. That rebound looked dangerous there for a second, but no one there for Almost Famous to take advantage of it. Taking an offensive zone face-off to the left side. Won by Almost Famous. First offensive zone face-off either team have won so far today. Guard finds Jesparu at the point. Goes down low. Finds Kavalko. Kavalko tries to get the shot on. Couldn't. As Supremski takes possession. Gives it up to Buffy. Now to Smake. Smake hook checked away. Nice defensive play from Kavalko as a shot on goes wide for Falun Kohlmeiner's. And here comes the guard for Almost Famous. Had it for a second, but turned over as he passed it over to Oxdoggy. Slapped off the board, so Strongmana, and he has some space. Shot on, puck glue save made by Granti. The goaltending stepping up here now for both teams. As Yalkin Tried to give it up to Oxdoggy, but couldn't find him cleanly. Falun Coal Miners move it up to the neutral zone. Trying to get past that blue line, Furion does. Furion trying to split the defenders. Nice defensive play there made by Ricard as he gives it over to Yalkin, who will start the breakout. 4.5 minutes to play here in period 1 of game 4. Battle 4 found by Ikavalko. Behind the net to Ricard. Ricard, wrap around from Ikavalko on the pass. Save made from Eli Kamel. Almost Famous still pushing. Yes, Bardu. To Oxdoggy, couldn't find any space. Puck lost, however, by Falun Coal Miners, and Almost Famous now still pushing, but not able to continue to, as Oxdoggy takes a big hit and loses it. Here comes Falun Coal Miners on the other end. A delayed penalty called, and a power play coming up for Falun Coal Miners is a charging penalty. Going to be called against Yes Bardu, the right defenseman, for Almost Famous. To get a look at the replay, and yeah, hard to really debate that one. So a power play coming up here for Falun Coal Miners. Missed out on their first one, 0 for 1 in this game so far. And a defensive zone face-off win and a clear there for Almost Famous. Perfect start to the PK for them. Falun Coal Miners move it up, tried to find some space, but couldn't. Nice pick there made by Ricard. Coal Miners try it again, and it's going to be offside. That power play has not been kind so far to the Falun Coal Miners, and we talked about the penalty kill for Almost Famous, 66.7% coming into tonight. It's been one of the few areas that they have struggled with, and so far in this game 4, they've stepped up and been able to slow down this Falun power play. Trying to get in the zone, still can't, as it's slapped away, cleared out easily by Almost Famous. 30 seconds to go here in period 1. 40 seconds on the Falun power play, and another offsides call. Great defensive effort here by Almost Famous right now. Face-off tied up. Won by Almost Famous in the neutral zone. Dumped out. 6 seconds left. Furion trying to get it up here for Falun. To Buffy. 3 seconds. Poke checked away at the blue line. That will kill any chance of an offensive rush. And that will do it. Period number 1. Scoreless, but the defense and goaltending, the first star of this one so far. As both Granti and Eli Kamel have made some saves in between the pipes. And the defensive effort really by all 5 in front of them on both ends has been spectacular as well. Falun will have a few more seconds left on their power play going into the second period, but it won't be long. As you do get a look really quick here at the stats, and this is about what we've seen so far throughout the series. Almost Famous dominating the time of attack, but the shots rather even. As Falun Coal Miners have taking advantage of their offensive zone time, but they've got to find a way to capitalize on some of those shots. Have to find a way to get a better quality of shots too. They've had a couple on Granti, but none that have really tested them too much. And I think you could really say the same about Almost Famous on the other end. Neither team have really just had that one dangerous chance to where you get a little bit scared on the other end. It's been pretty routine in terms of the stops that these goalies have had to make. So we'll see if that changes here in the second period. It's a pass over to Buffy, just a little bit off. As we're back to even strength, a shot from the point saved by Granti, who will hold on for the stoppage. That was probably the most dangerous chance that we have seen so far. Buffy passed it over to Strongman and thought maybe he had something, but just wasn't able to get it off. Face off one to the defensive zone by Almost Famous once again. Not able to clear, but fortunately an offside called. Falun Coal Miners looking good to get on the counterattack there, but just were not able to get collected before that puck trickled past the blue line. Face off now in the neutral zone. Tied up, won by Almost Famous. Ikavalko getting the better of Smeke so far on the draws today. Ricardo. It down, some pass across, and they score! The captain, Ikavalko, begins the Game 4 scoring on a backhand shot. And it's a 1-0 lead for Almost Famous, and you get a look at it here. He's deflecting off the boards from the dump-in. Fortuitous bounce. Finds its way to Almost Famous. Ikavalko wide open there to collect that pass and get it in past Eli Kamel. And the scoring has started. Does that open things up a little bit here in what has been a defensive stalemate so far? Falun Coal Miners looking to attack and find the tying answer. Furion from the point there to Supremski is the shot on. Save made there by Grunty, and he'll stop for a freeze. Face off to the right side of Grunty. Tied up. Found by Strongman as a shot on was blocked in front and will go out of play. Coal Miners starting to earn some offensive zone time, but they've not been able to really have a long possession where they hem Almost Famous in their own zone. Could this be the one that they do get? One in the offensive zone on the face-off. Strongman shot blocked in front, picked up by Oxdoggy, who will bring it up with Bardu. Now over to Ricardo. Ricardo trying to find his way past the defender, but a well-made play there by Yalkin. Battle for over in the corner boards, finds his way to Furion at the point. Furion trying to find space, shot on the one-timer, save made, that was Buffy. AK gives it over to Furion, shot was blocked, and here it comes Almost Famous on the counterattack now, Ikavalko. Reverses it down to the left corner board as Yalkin gets his shot on, puck loose in front, another shot, another save. Yalkin has it, puck over to Ricardo, another save, puck loose again, and Spake picks that one up and gets it out. Buffy now has it, bumped off of that puck in the offensive end. Now a strong mod pass across, shot, they score! The Falun Coal Miners tie it up! And it's Smake who knocks this thing in an even 1-1 score. As you see the replay, a very tight angled pass from the right corner. Beautiful play there from Strongman to get that over to a centerman cutting in the middle. And Falun Coal Miners tie this thing up, a much needed response. As we near the halfway point of this game, a 1-1 score with 12:30 to play. Almost Famous started out the scoring, both centermen's on the board. Ikavalko for Almost Famous, and then Smake for Falun as a goal, but it's gonna be waved off. Let's see what happened here is shot on, and it's just that small little bump in front. The goal would have been credited to Oxdoggy as, yeah, they're going to say that that was a potential kick in. We'll get the call, and it is no goal. Almost Famous thought they had the lead, but the Oxdoggy goal waved off for a kick in as we'll remain tied at 1 here. As an offsides, and we'll do the neutral zone face-off all over again. See the face-off so far, 11-7 in favor of Almost Famous. Jesparu creates a turnover and gives it up over to Ricardo as a shot on from a far angle was gloved in by Eli Kamel. He'll stop for the whistle. Face off to the left side of Eli Kamel, right side of the offensive zone. Tied up and won by Almost Famous. Ricardo down low to Ikavalko. Ikavalko holding at the corner. Reverses down low over to Yalkin. Yalkin over at the left face-off circle. Back behind the net, shot on. Save made by Eli Kamel as the opposite side one-timer from Ricardo easily stopped. Another offensive end face-off here from Almost Famous. One to Yalkin, shot on, saved there off the pad of Eli Kamel. Here comes Falun on the other end. Strongman holding it, back down low over to Buffy behind the net. He loses it, picked up momentarily by Almost Famous, but turned right back over. Supremski at the point. Teferian shot on, blocked in front. Nice defensive play there made by Bardu as a penalty going to be called against Buffy. And a power play upcoming for Almost Famous, their first so far in this game. As we'll get a look at the replay, and it was that interference in front that gets so many players in NHL 24. It bites Buffy this time, and it will give Almost Famous the man advantage. Face-off won by Almost Famous, but poke checked away off the stick of Yalkin. Will force Almost Famous to try to break back in, and they do. Ikavalko working his way past the defender. Yalkin has it at the left face-off dot. Pass across Ricardo, shot, they score! Ricardo puts it in past Ali Kamel! And the power play strikes for Almost Famous. They retake the lead, a 2-1 score in the second period. As you get a look at the replay, off the blocker of Eli Kamel, maybe caught him a little bit out of position there. It looked like he was trying to chase his way back in the position on that right side. But not before Ricardo could strike. As the Buffy penalty leads to a goal allowed. And Almost Famous back up in front, 2-1, 6 minutes to play here in the second period as Falun Coal Miners looking for another response. Furion gives it up over to Smeke. Working his way in the neutral zone, tried to pass back to Furion at the boards, but picked off. Kavalko at the right side. Pass from behind, but nobody home. Will force a reset. 4.5 to play here in period 2. Ricardo makes it a 2-1 game for Almost Famous. They now look to extend that lead. They're up 2-1 in the series as well. Massive game 4 here that can change the complexion of this series. It's Almost Famous with possession. Ikavalko up the left board, spins, gives it up to the point to Bardu, tries to find Ikavalko again, and a nice cycle here from Almost Famous, but turned over, as here comes Smeke on the other end for Falun Coal Miners. Strongmanin back to the point to Furion. Furion to Supremski. Supremski skates in, holds it, reverses back towards the point, tried to pass it up, but it was turned over. Nice defensive play from Almost Famous, and here they come on the other end. Ikavalko tried to pass it from the point, or to the point, but turned over. 30 seconds to play. Falun lost it. Bardu has it for a second, but poke checked off. Strongmanin now on the counter to Furion. At the point, skates in, shot on one-timer, blocked in front, and that will do it for the end of the second period. A quick chance for Falun Coal Miners there at the end, but not able to capitalize on it. It's Almost Famous. Almost there. A 2-1 lead in game number 4. A 2-1 series lead as well. Victory here would put them in commanding lead of the series. Falun Coal Miners with some work to do as you see the stats. 4 shots on them, more time on attack. Doubled the face-off wins. Almost Famous. They have been the better team so far throughout 40 minutes of play. Falun Coal Miners is going to have to find that extra level, and it feels like that has been the story for them in these playoffs. They were great in the regular season. They were great in round 1, but ever since the quarterfinals, there feel like there have been stretches of series where Falun Coal Miners have just not been at the level that we've been used to seeing from them. They've already lost more games in the playoffs than they lost in the entire regular season. Almost Famous, who are 4-3-3 in their last 10 games of the regular season, have just found their game at the right time. And if you're going to get on a hot streak, if you're going to find your rhythm, there's no better time to do it than the postseason. That's what Almost Famous have done. They're 2 wins and a period away from being able to make it a 3-1 series lead. Is a big glove save there from Granti. A lot of space, but he was able to outreach that glove. Stop the scoring chance. Face-off won in the defensive zone by Almost Famous. They counter with Ikavalko. Pass over from Ricardo. Shot on was saved. Another shot hits the side of the net. Counter now for Falun Coal Miners. Supremski gets the pass from Buffy. He's bumped off, but Buffy gets it back. Furion now with it. Strongmanin. Smeke. Back to Furion. Now Supremski over to Buffy. To the little Strongmanin. Poke checked away. Picked off by Almost Famous. Cavalco controls at the right boards, goes to the corner to Ricardo, pass back to Cavalco, shot was blocked in front, but a nice set play there for Almost Famous. As Buffy has it, tries to spin his way past the defender of Yalkin, but couldn't. As it's picked up by Yesbardu, and he'll give it to Yalkin to quickly break it out over to Ricardo. Now to Oxdoggy at the left side. Oxdoggy looking for space, pass across, tried to get Cavalco there, but a nice poke check in front by the defender of Falun Coal Miners. Almost Famous resetting as a tripping penalty called against Falun Coal Miners. It's Buffy to the box again. And Almost Famous hoping for a little deja vu. As Buffy that went to the box last time, it led to a power play goal. And now a critical penalty kill upcoming for Falun Coal Miners. They're 93% in this postseason. They allowed the one earlier, obviously. They cannot afford to allow another. Tied up, face-off one in the offensive zone by Almost Famous. Yes, Bardu holding it. Shot, Ricardo scores again! And Almost Famous double their lead. It is deja vu indeed. As it's 3-1 off of the stick of Ricardo. His 19th goal of the postseason. It leads this team. And now Falun Coal Miners, with a lot of work cut out for them, can they dig themselves out of this hole? Buffy with it. Lost it. Turned over. Oxdoggy with possession. Up the left boards. Bumped off of that puck. And it finds Cavalco. Shot from the point. Blockered away by Ellie Kamel. Oxdoggy gets it. The corner shot on. Blockered again by Ellie Kamel. Furion gets it. Smake brings it up. Furion now has it. Passes it up the boards. But not able to connect, and it's off, an icing going to be called here, so Almost Famous, an offensive face-off coming up here for them. Get a look at a big hit over on the boards. And the shots on net, a big difference. Falun Coal Miners just not able to find the offense that they've needed to in this game so far. Face off one in the offensive zone by Almost Famous. Yalkin shot from the point. They made another shot. They score! Oxdoggy on the rebound. And Almost Famous pulling away here in Game 4. A 4-1 victory. Potentially on tap. As they extend their lead to 3. And Falun Coal Miners looking like they'll have to turn their attention now to an elimination game in Game 5. Still some time left, but it's going to take a miracle comeback here right now with the way this game is trending. 10.5 to play, a 3-goal deficit. We've seen these comebacks before, but Falun Coal Miners is going to have to flip a switch here with the way they've played this. Here's another chance for Almost Famous. Cavalco to Ricardo, backhand, passed it instead of shooting it, he puts it on net. May have been a 5th goal, would have been the hat trick there for Ricardo. It's a counterattack for Falun Coal Miners, not able to get anything with it, however. That's been the story for the Coal Miners in this game so far. Shot from the point there from Almost Famous, goes wide. Furion gives it up to Buffy. Trying to work his way with a few dekes, lost it, but it's found by a teammate. Grum for the corner board, and Smake gets it up to Furion. Furion at the point. Tried to pass it over to Supremski opposite side, but it's picked off. Here comes Almost Famous on the other end. Cavalco, pass, wraparound shot, saved by Ellie Kamel. He'll play this out. Make skates it up. Whoa, almost went in there. Granti had to be aware and awake on that one. Oxdoggy gets it now, trying to bring it in past his own zone, and goes back to Yesbardu. Nice defensive play there made by Falun Coal Miners, but a better move made by Yesbardu. One touch deep, poke checked away, and now Falun Coal Miners coming to the other end. Furion bumped off of that play, a big hit there, as Yalkin trying to move his way up, but Supremski there to make the defensive stop. 3.5 to play here in period 3, and Almost Famous looking on their way to a Game 4 victory. Shot on from Spake at the slot, blocked in front, but Falun still pushing. Furion at the point. Stops, holds a shot on, blocked in front. Moves at the right board, shot from Buffy, gloved away from Granti. And he'll hold on the freeze here, less than 2 minutes remaining. Almost Famous holding on to their 3-goal lead here in Game 4. Puck loose, picked up in the defensive zone by Almost Famous. So Hawks Doggy moves up to Ricardo. Ricardo over to Ikavalko, pass in front, picked off there by Smeke. But Almost Famous getting back in the neutral zone. Less than a minute to play here in period 3. It will take a miracle and a prayer for Falun Coal Miners to come back in this game. They're down by 3. Can they take it a step closer here and maybe make something happen? A turnover there not going to help them. They get it back off of the stick of Ikavalko, but turned it over on the breakout. 2-on-3. Shot on from Ikavalko. Poke checked away. Just 30 seconds remaining now. Drawn on in. Pass across and they score! A shot from the slot. As it is once again, Smeke is second of the game for Falun Coal Miners. They cut the lead down to 2. They would need another quick one to make things a little bit more realistic, but a slight bit of light in the crack of this game left for Falun Coal Miners. To get a look at the replay, nice set play there as AK comes right through the middle. It's the second of the game. Neutral zone face-off won by Almost Famous. Coal Miners get a turnover. Race for the puck over in the corner. Found by Almost Famous. They get it into Yezbardu. Moves it up the ice. Finds Ikavalko. Nice one-touch deke. Skates in. Shot on. Save made by Ellie Kamel. Just 6 seconds left. Slap shot in the offensive zone of Falun Coal Miners, but Almost Famous win the race to the puck. That will lead to an icing, and mathematically impossible for Falun Coal Miners to find their way back into this one. Made things slightly interesting there at the end, but Almost Famous, a 4-2 lead. More than likely a 4-2 victory unless they find a score in the next 4.3 seconds. Face off one to the defensive zone by Falun Coal Miners. As that will do it, Almost Famous are almost champions. A 3-1 series lead and a 4-2 Game 4 victory. One win away from being Pro Division champions and moving their way back into the ECL's top flight. As Falun Coal Miners drop a massive game, it will take 3 consecutive victories for their Pro Division Championship hopes to stay alive. It's Almost Famous. Really dominated this game for the most part. They won the possession battle, something we mentioned would be a big key to their success in this series, and they were able to take advantage. Really, the difference, the 2 penalties there by Buffy, both of them led to power play goals. One a tripping call, the other a charging. 2 very avoidable penalties, and Almost Famous made Falun Coal Miners pay for their mistakes in this game. Perfect 2 for 2 on the power play was Almost Famous. Hard to deny that really was the difference maker, arguably, in this game, as we'll take a look at each of the goals. Started out with that play right there over to Ikavalko. The backhand shot that beat Ellie Kamel in the second period, but then not too long after, Falun Coal Miners, they found a response, and it was on this beautiful pass over to Smeke from Strandmod and beat both defenders, went right between the legs of the goaltender and Granti. Smeke right where he needed to be to pick that up, and then after a penalty, Almost Famous score on the power play to make it 2-1, and then not long after, late in the second period, the one-time shot over to Ricardo for his second goal, and then Oxdoggy with that goal to end things off. As we'll give you a look there, the shot from the point leads to the rebound. Oxdoggy there to clean up the garbage. And Falun Coal Miners tried to make things interesting with about 30 seconds left. A pass over to Smeke in the slot. Granti not able to read it, slid a little bit too far to his left that blocker side open. Made it a 2-4 game, but Falun not able to find the goals, just not enough time left. As it gives Almost Famous a 4-2 victory, a 3-1 series lead, just one win away from winning the Pro Division Championship here in the ECL Spring 24 season. Now for that move. A big shout out and thank you to our amazing sponsor in Covenant Locracy for all of their amazing and generous support. We're going to take a short break here, but game number 5 on tap when we come back. Almost Famous, one win away from clinching the championship. Falun Coal Miners now looking to dig their way out of a hole and start the comeback trail. So do not go away. Game 5 in just a few minutes. Be right back after a short break.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
We are back. Thank you for sticking with us as Almost Famous up 3-1 in the series against Falun Coal Miners. One victory, potentially 3 periods, 60 minutes of hockey away from clinching their first ECL Pro Division Championship. Well, for Falun Coal Miners, they're on the comeback trail. And it all has to start with this game, one period at a time. We'll see if they can do it. As we're underway for game number 5, as Falun Coal Miners in the offensive zone for a second. Puck handled, however, by Almost Famous, and they get it out. Ricardo has it. Poked from behind, puck loose in the corner board, found by Oxdog. He bumped from behind this time by Strandmannen, and he gives it up to Smeke. Smeke had both goals there in that last game. Yes, Bardu had it, but got bumped off there in the neutral zone. Took a big hit. Almost Famous still in possession, however, as Yalkin gets it up into the offensive end. Picked up, however, behind the net by Smeke. Now to Furion. Now trying to get it over to Strandmannen, but poke checked in the neutral zone. Yes, Bardu moving up the right boards. Holds it, stops in the right corner, trying to find a pass, and does it to point to Ricardo. Ricardo back behind the net, but picked off by Furion. Now here comes Falun Coal Miners on the offensive attack. Bumped off there, Oxdoggy gets it. As Bardu now holding it, trying to set up the breakout for Almost Famous. 5 minutes into this game, no shots on net so far for either side, but a couple counter attacks back and forth. Zikavalko, pass across, picked off by Spremski. Could have been a goal opportunity there for Almost Famous if he weren't there. Furion couldn't do anything with it. He was in the offensive end, and now Almost Famous countering. Yalkin to Ricardo, shot on, blocked in front, and here comes Falun Coal Miners. Buffy with some space on the other end. Gives it up to Smeke, who's bumped from behind. Puck goes behind the net, and Almost Famous now get it out of their own end. It's a 3-on-3. Oxdoggy has a man with Nico Volko. Spin, shot, save made there by Eli Kamel. Almost Famous have it in the neutral zone. Get it past the blue line. Oxdoggy to Ika Volko, trying to find some space, but nothing was there. Volko in the neutral zone, trying to give it up. He does over to Oxdoggy. At the right board, circled around. Puck chased and found by Yalkin. Now to Ika Volko over at the left corner. Down low, picked off on the pass there by Furion. Falun Coal Miners get it out. Buffy up the boards, back to Furion. Furion, pass across, picked off by Oxdoggy. Beautiful play there defensively. Here comes Almost Famous on the other end. Pass across, shot, and they score! It's Ricardo again! And Almost Famous in a potential championship-sealing game strike first. A 1-0 lead in the first period. And it's off this cross-crease play over to Ricardo. And Falun Coal Miners just got to find some momentum here in the series. They've yet to really have it. It's been almost famous so far today. And here they come once again on the other end. Between the legs move by Ikavalko, but disrupted as Falun Coal Miners get possession. Furion moves us up the ice. Finds Strandmanen. Back to the point to Supremski. Back to Maden. Back down low to Buffy. Strandmanen shot on. Saved by Granti. Who holds on. Granti really hasn't been tested too often in this game. Really, throughout the two games today. I mentioned the save percentage earlier, just 76%. You don't want to say Almost Famous is shielding him, but the way that they have played defensively hasn't really given him a lot to be tested against. He was tested there with a nice shot on. Save was made. As here comes Almost Famous. A breakaway for Ikavalko. Shot on, save made from Eli Kamel. Puck loose in front. Picked up by Smeke in the blue paint. He'll just dump this out, and an icing going to be called. Nearly a 2-0 lead for Almost Famous. It was inches away from being put on the board, but held in check on that one. So we'll get an offensive zone face-off after the icing. Ikavalko has it. Over at the point. Gets it to Esbardu. Lost it. And now here comes Falun on the other end, but turned over. Ricardo sprints up the right board. Shot on was deflected by a stick and goes over to Falun Coal Miners, who will now try to set up the offense, break out, and get into the offensive zone. Buffy. Shot pass across and they score! Falun Coal Miners strike back. And it's Strandmanen who benefits with the goal on the pass from Buffy. The 3 forwards collect the point. And Falun with a much-needed response. They tie this game in one apiece. And you get a look at the replay. Beautiful pass there on the cross crease. Granti just not able to get there. That cross crease has been a benefit to both sides in this series so far. Falun knocked this thing up at 1 with less than 2 minutes to play, and they may not be done, but it's turned over. Furion does get it back, however. Beautiful spin move finds Buffy, a breakaway! Puck check from behind, and Granti scoops it up in front of him. A great defensive play on the back check there by Almost Famous. How about that? Face off in the defensive zone of Almost Famous. Nearly won the offensive zone by Falun Coal Miners, but not able to get a good grip on that puck. And here comes Almost Famous. 7 seconds to go. They're in the offensive zone, but it's poke checked away. Picked up there by Smeke. Up to the boards to Strandmanen. Shot on from Buffy from a far angle. Is blocked in front, and that will do it for period 1. A 1-1 score. It was Almost Famous to start the scoring out, but Falun Coal Miners that finished it. They knocked this game up with less than 2 minutes to play in that first period on the goal from Strandmanen. And that play right there, the cross crease pass. It was Almost Famous looking to clinch their title here. They don't want to go in any extra games that they don't have to. As the loser of this game still had a chance to go to the Elite Division. They will go into a relegation series against Renascore, last season's Pro Division runner-ups. And we actually do have an update on one of the series in the relegation series. Those have started today, and thank you to Aldupekas and Twitch chat for giving us the update on that. Reitik up 2-1 in the series versus Heimo. So the Pro Division side just 2 wins away from finally making the move up to Elite. Reitik, a team that have really been scratching and clawing to get up into the top flight, formerly the Arctic side. They've been in the Pro Division for 7 or 8 seasons now, so you know that they are chomping at the bit to make that move up into the next level. We'll see if they can finish the job there as we are back underway here in our championship Pro Division matchup. A 3-1 series lead for Almost Famous, 1-1 score here in Game 5. A big thank you and shout out to our sponsor, Covenant Locknessy, for their generous support of Our coverage and everything we do here at SportsGamer is an offside called there against Almost Famous, trying to move it in past the blue line. Neutral zone face-off, tied up. Found by Falun Colemeyers, but bumped off of that puck was Buffy. Ricardo picks it up. Pass to Oxdoggy, but he loses it in a potential breakaway, but another great defensive play there. This time it was Yalkin. 2 breakaways squandered there for Falun Colemeyers, and not from anything on their wrongdoing, just great defense from Almost Famous on the back check. Yalkin moving it up the offensive end. Goes down low behind the net. Ikavalko controls it. Back to the point to Yesbardu. Yesbardu bumped off that puck, and Stramanen has it with Buffy. Buffy has it. Spins, tries to pass it in front, but it was blocked there. Nice job there from Almost Famous, stopping the rush, but Falun still on the attack. Shot on glove, save made, but puck loose. Battled for, picked up by Almost Famous. Can they clear it? Ricardo has it, but can't get it out. Nice pressure from Falun Colemeyers over on the boards. Puck still loose and being battled for. Puck almost trickled in there past Granti. But finding it as Falun is on the other end and almost winning past Ellie Kamel on a bounce. And he'll have to hold it for a whistle. So a fortuitous bounce for Almost Famous. And it will lead to an offensive zone face-off for them here. Face-off to the left side for them, right side of Ellie Kamel. Shot on, was blocked from the point, another shot on. This one reaches Ellie Kamel and he pads it away. Here comes Falun Colemeyers on the counterattack, trying to get past the blue line. They do. Stramanen shot up. Save made. May have hit the post. Could not tell there for sure, but a massive chance stopped there for Falun Colemeyers. Could very well be up in this game. They've missed on a couple of those breakaways. Buffy with it at the boards. Tried to pass it across, poke checked away, and picked up by Ricardo. He's bumped from behind. Falun Colemeyers caused the turnover. They've turned it up here over the last 20 minutes of play, looking much better than what we saw from them in all of Game 4 and throughout a lot of Period 1. But that's not going to help their case. A penalty on Smeke, a power play coming up for Almost Famous. They were 2 for 2 on the power play in Game 4. They won that game by 2. The penalties cost Falun Colemeyers. Could it cost them again? As you see the interference call over on the left boards, it was right by the penalty box that Smeke now sits in. Buffy will now have to pick up the face-off duties. Tie up, won the offensive zone by Almost Famous. Yalkin at the point, lost on the shot attempt as Buffy has it. We'll try to just clear this out, but Ricardo will pick it up. Cavalco at the right boards, gives it to Ricardo. That's a cross shot on the one-timer, saved by Ellie Kamel. He blocked it away, and it'll go out of play. It's the offensive face-off here again for Almost Famous, to the right of Ellie Kamel. Tied up in the defensive zone, but found by Almost Famous first. Yalkin at the left side, skating in, looking for something, doesn't have much. Lost it, Stramanen tried to clear, but it's picked up by Yesbardu at the point. As this time, Falun Colemeyers do get it out. 30 seconds to go on the Almost Famous power play. Turned over in the neutral zone, dumped again. 5 seconds left. That will do it for the Almost Famous man advantage. Not able to score on this one, but they are on the offensive zone as a pass across. Nobody there. It's a puck given chase and found by Almost Famous first. They'll force a reset. Turned over in the neutral zone. Buffy. Shot. Blocked in front. Now here comes Almost Famous on the other end. Ricardo. Shot. Batted away there by Ellie Kamel, but still on the attacker, Almost Famous. Turned over. Here comes Falun Colemeyers now as Buffy controls it, but loses it on the poke check. Oxdoggy hit there in the neutral zone. Stramanen picks it up. Lost it on the boards. Now Ikavalko rushes down the neutral zone. Passes to Yesbardu on the left boards. Back in front. Pass across there to Ricardo, but the shot didn't make it on the net. Stramanen now with it. Pass across there. Shot goes wide. Shot from the point. From Furion blocked. Chances from both sides, but not one of them beating the goaltender. 60 seconds to play, a fast last minute here in the second period. As an offside going to be called here. 44.5 seconds remaining. It's off tied up once again. Won by Almost Famous and a potential breakaway from Ricardo. Pass across! Disrupted. Would have been the potential goal to give Almost Famous the lead, as LA Kamel would not have been able to make that save. But a great defensive play denies them, and we will end the second period still tied at 1. As Almost Famous potentially 1 period away from the Pro Division Championship. We've crowned 1 champion here in the ECL on the 6th side as Tunnel Vision swept Valkoitinen on Saturday night as Tunnel Vision's captain, one of the champions, and Tombo currently in the Twitch chat. Congratulations to him. Hopefully he's been enjoying the trophy over the last couple of days as Almost Famous looking to get a trophy of their own. As we get a look at that breakaway stop, and it did indeed hit the post. We don't have game sound on our end. I wasn't totally sure. Didn't want to call it without knowing, but do have confirmation it is what happened, so Granti not going to get credit for the save, unfortunately, but nevertheless, Falun Coal Miners denied on what was arguably their best chance of the game so far. As the third period now underway, Almost Famous looking to clinch the title. Falun Coal Miners looking to push this series to a Game 6. Who will have their way? We will find out over the next 19 minutes. Potentially overtime if it takes it. Buffy gets it off of the stick of Almost Famous in the neutral zone. Behind the net, puck loose, picked up by Espardu, but turned over. Shot on, padded away easily by Granti. The ice goal, Almost Famous. Ikavalko at the left corner. Back to the point to Yalkin. Shot on from the point. Save made by Eli Kamel, who will hold on and freeze it. 16:51 to play here in period number 3. Offensive zone face-off coming up for Almost Famous now. To the right side of Eli Kamel. Another tie-up. And Almost Famous wins the race to the puck, but it's turned over. Here comes Falun Coal Miners. Buffy with some space. Tries to spin. Nice bump from behind, but a pass across and a save made by Granti. Huge play to keep this game tied at bay. Here comes Almost Famous now on the counterattack, but it's turned over as Furion will just slap this all the way to the other end. No chance of winning that race, and an icing going to be called. But how about the save from Granti on the other end? Who again, the stats doesn't show his true abilities. A guy that can really step up and win your team a game. He has done so here in this series a couple of times, trying to do so again in Game 5. John Monning gets it on the pass from Buffy. Shot on, saved by Granti. Falun Coal Miners still on the pursuit. Furion at the point, taking his time. Shot on, tipped in front, puck loose. Found by Granti, and it'll hold on and stop play. Falun Coal Miners starting to push there. A couple of quick opportunities. Face off to the right of Granti. Tied up, one in the defensive zone again by Almost Famous. They have been winning the race on those tie-ups. It has led to a lot of extra possessions. They now have it in the neutral zone. Well checked off as LA Kamel sweeps that away. And now Almost Famous on the attack. Yalkin shot from the point, tipped in front, and they score! The captain, Ikavalko! Could he find the winner just now? As it's a 2-1 lead for Almost Famous. The championship in their sights. And on a simple little play, nearly identical to what Falun Coal Miners just tried on the other end, the shot from the point, the tip in the slot, it beats Ali Kamel. And with just 11:54 to play, Almost Famous in front in the series, in front in the game. Can they hold on though? As an offside call as Falun Coal Miners tried to go on the other end. Neutral zone face-off now. Won by Almost Famous. Turned over, however, on an offside now called. As for Falun Coal Miners, you can't let it get to you too much. A lot of game left to play, just a 1-goal deficit, but nevertheless, you do have to be pretty aware of the time. Now, knowing you're down by 1 and your championship hopes on the line, turnover, 2-on-1. Buffy had that poke checked away. Another big defensive play made by Almost Famous there on a dangerous chance. Here he's going to go breakaway, shot on, saved by Ellie Kamel. Huge stop by the goaltender. Falun Coal Miners, another shot, another save. Picked up by Furion, who will slow things down. In the neutral zone, now back past the blue line. Furion has it to Supremski as he couldn't hold on to that puck and is called offsides. Neutral zone face-off now. Won by Almost Famous. It's Badu. Up the right boards, gives it up over to Ox Doggy left side. Ox Doggy at the corner. Stops, tries to reverse it up to the point, but couldn't find it. Strombonin picks it up on the race. Shot on, save made there by Granti. Falun Coal Miners still pushing. Another shot, another save. Buffy shot and he scores! Beats Granti, blocker side, and Falun Coal Miners tie this thing up at 2. Season on the line, and Buffy steps up. As he get another look at the replay, Granti in pretty good position, but it goes in off of the middle part of his blocker, an unfortunate bounce for a goaltender that has been so good in this third period. But nevertheless, we're back at a tie score. And Falun Coal Miners looking for more, but an offside called. And you just gotta feel for Granti on that goal. 2 great stops back to back. The third chance he's in position for, makes the save, but it just goes in off of him. As Falun Coal Miners knot this up in an elimination game. Can they find the one to take the lead, though? They've yet to lead so far in this contest. They didn't lead in game 4 either. Won game 3, lost their first 2 games. Less than 5 minutes left here to go in the third period. Could we see overtime? As Ox Doggy up the boards, pass across through the middle. Shot goes wide. Finds the way to Ricardo behind the net. To the point. Down the middle. Puck loose in front. Oh, it's an own goal! Falun Coal Miners allow the own goal! It'll be credit to Ricardo! But is that the one to end Falun Coal Miners' championship hopes? As Furion tried to pick it up and he just couldn't do it. Almost Famous up in front with 3:26 to play. 2 unfortunate ones, and that one may have been, that's probably one of the more unfortunate ones I've seen in an elimination game in a long time. But Falun Coal Miners, they've got to get past it quickly. Just 3:09 to play. Title on the line. Furion has it. Tries to pass it up the middle, but it wasn't there. I'll force a reset. Supremski slaps it in the offensive zone, but winning the race to it was Almost Famous. Here comes Yalkin up the left boards. Skates in, turned over. Gets it back, however. Ox Doggy lost it. Smeke now has it. 1:15 to play in the third. Pass across, picked off by Yesbardu. 1 minute left now. Almost Famous. Seconds for the championship, but it hit the back post there. Falun Coal Miners had a chance to tie it. They have possession here, though. 45 seconds. Here comes Furion up the other end. Stops. Pass across. Glove saved by Granti on the one-timer. And he'll freeze it. How good has Granti been when his team has needed him most? 40.5 to play. Can he hold on for a little longer? Face off one in the defensive zone by Almost Famous. They rush up the other end. Ricardo with space up the right boards. He wisely holds it at the right corner. Lots of pressure. 4 defenders getting the puck off of his stick. They move up the ice together to Falun Coal Miners, but it's turned over. 23 seconds remain. Falun Coal Miners get it back in the neutral zone. Buffy past the blue line, back to the point to Zapremski. To Furion. Furion at the point, bumped off. Penalty called against Almost Famous. 13 seconds left. Shot on blocked in front of another shot. Puck goes over the net. It was wide open. 9 seconds to play. And they stoppage finally for the delayed penalty. And going to the box will be Ricardo, the right winger. 9.2 seconds. Ellie Kamel was out of his net. It's a 6-on-4. 9.2 seconds is all Almost Famous need to hold on for to lift the title. Can they do it? Face off, tied up, won by Falun Coal Miners. Puck loose on the side of the net, behind the net, and a 4-on-4, a penalty called in front against Falun Coal Miners. Interference against Smeke. It will go to the other end. And barring a Hail Mary play for Falun Coal Miners, that penalty could clinch it for Almost Famous. But they have to win the faceoff. Can't allow a quick rush on the other end. Tied up. Won by Almost Famous. 1 second, and that will do it. Almost Famous, your ECL 24 Spring Pro Division champions. They are back in the Elite Division after a multi-year hiatus. Almost Famous, the Diamonds, will get a silver trophy this time around. A quick rise for them in their return to the ECL. They, as we mentioned, took a hiatus. Were a staple in the Elite Division for a few seasons. As Almost Famous Igavalko, the captain of this team, he's been here since the start. They made the Pro Division semis in ECL 6. They lost in 7 to the eventual champions. Made it to Elite for 4 seasons. Were relegated after ECL 10 and disbanded. Returned last season. Made a nice run in the Light Division. Qualified for Pro. They failed to qualify for Pro last season. Lost in the qualifier. Made it this time around. Made their mark. Got a 4 seed. Beat a tough Supernatural team. And then that's when you thought, hey, maybe this team could make a run. Made it to the quarterfinals. And now they find their way to the championship. Almost Famous are back in the Elite Division. They defeat Falun Coal Miners in 5 games, so you have to feel for it. They were Elite Division team last season. Opted to go down on their own accord after being really stuck in no man's land for a lot of seasons and continuously won relegation series to stay up. Give Furion a lot of credit. He's one of those guys. He's a competitor. He said, you know, we're a team kind of stuck in limbo right now. We aren't really moving up. We're not making any progression. Let's go back down into the Pro Division. Let's rebuild this thing, make some roster changes, get a little bit of the fresh blood in the ECL community on this roster. The best team in the regular season, the favorites probably by many people's accounts to win the championship. They were close, but 3 games short. As Almost Famous champions for the first time in their club's history. As we will go back into the side box here, there's a look at the stats. Even in terms of shots, 14-14, Almost Famous once again winning the battle of the time of attack. As we said a stat earlier that 17 of their 20 playoff games they won the time of attack battle. It is now 19 of their 22 total playoff games. It just goes to show you how good they were at winning the possession game, and we'll get a look there. Some of the individual stats. How this one happened. Started out with the goal from almost famous Ricardo. Coming right back on the other end. Falun coal miners to tie it up at 1 late in the first period. Goalless in the second period, but Ikavalko in the third got the goal to find things, and then Buffy on the other end with just 7 minutes to play beats Granzi off of that blocker. It was well positioned, thought he'd make the save, wasn't able to get it, and then the own goal for Falun coal miners that eventually ends up being the game winner. And almost famous at the top of the pro division. Finished 3rd last season in life. They were bronze winners. This time they're not 3rd place. They are number 1, baby. Almost famous. On top of the pro division. Congratulations to them. And again, this is a team that has played 432 games. Really more than that now. That's around 400 and I believe 45 games if you add in this playoff run that they've had. 442, the exact number after today. That's 444. Many of those in the ECL, and we will have an interview here in just a few moments. Representing the champions, almost famous, who win this series in 5 games. And the future for almost famous has to feel rather bright with the roster that they have. You have guys like Ricardo, Yogdin, Oxdoggy. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him as he transferred in mid-season, but was a great addition for this team. Yes, Bardu, obviously. Granzi in between the pipes stepped up huge there in the last period or 2 of this game. This is a team that does not have a lot of elite level experience outside of Ikavalko. Played with almost famous at that elite division for a long time, and Soccer Gaming. Nevertheless, they're not thinking about the future. They want to live in the now. They want to live in the present, and the present includes a championship trophy and a banner hanging for almost famous. Well deserved for them during a great playoff run. As we are getting that interview set up here right now, I'll be interested to hear what they have to say, but before we do go to that interview, we are going to take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors in Cobra and Latency, so do not go away. A post-game wrap-up, and you'll get to hear the words of one of the champions for almost famous. They win the final in 5. They are your ECL champions in the pro division for the spring 24 season. Don't go away. We'll be right back here in
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, thank you guys for sticking with us. We are back, and we are back with a special guest, the captain of Almost Famous, your ECL Spring 24 Pro Division champions for Almost Famous, Ikavalko. Ikavalko, firstly, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Congratulations. Just tell us, what are you feeling right now, finally being able to call yourself an ECL champion and moving back up into that elite division for next season?
Thank you so much. I mean, the season was so hard for us. I mean, we lost one guy just before the season started and another on the season. So it was quite a ride, but we managed to get over it. And I mean, it feels so good to win the championship, at least for now. I mean, I have played so many seasons from NHL 18 or something, and finally I got it. It feels so good.
Yeah, you mentioned just the journey that has been for you to be here and you being the captain of this team. This journey with Almost Famous started in 2018. You've seen so many ups and downs from being able to go to the pro semis to making your way into elite for 4 seasons, being knocked down, the club disbanding. You come back last season, you try to qualify for pro, you don't get in. You have to play in the light division, you finish bronze. You qualify this season, a roller coaster regular season, and then you guys get hot at the right time and make a run to win this championship. I mean, just what does this feel like? What does this mean considering this journey that you've had to finally be able to have that first championship? Just thinking about everything that's been put into this over the years.
I mean, all the work we have put in, it finally paid off. It's quite a feeling, and I don't know what comes next. We will, of course, play in Elite, and hopefully we will aim for the playoffs, of course. That's the main goal, and it's not easy, but I think we can manage it.
Yeah, and this is the Falun Coal Miners team that you guys played today. Very, very good. Top in the league during the regular season. A team, and I think many people throughout the season felt like we're a championship favorite, but you guys went in, played against them well, and really got the better of them in most of those games. What do you feel like was the factor to your success throughout the series and really throughout the playoffs as a whole?
I think we played with the puck well. I mean, we have so many skillful players. Our defense wasn't never like the best, but with puck control on every series that we had, we improved so much from the regular season on that, and everyone gave their best. I mean, Jalkin on the defense, Jesparo, all both very good with the puck, and Riku, Ojala, I mean Ricardo, played so well. It was his second season in ECL overall. He played last season in Neo, which is quite different league than Pro. So, I mean, his success on the Pro division was so magnificent. And also Oxdoki, who joined mid-season, great work. It's not hard. I mean, it's not easy to come a part of the team mid-season, and he did so well. And also, I have to mention Kronti on the goalie position. It was his second season, I think, also played in FCL, but a second ECL, and how much he has improved also. It's insane.
Yeah, and you mentioned a few of your teammates there, and kind of just talking about this roster overall. So many new faces compared to last season in the light division. I'm looking at the roster from last season now. The only returners were you, Yalkin, and Granti. Let me ask you, what is it to kind of like to see things really come together and gel the way they did? Because it's not easy to jump up to a new division, but let alone with so many new guys that are newer. You mentioned Ricardo, his first season, making a massive jump. A few other guys obviously coming in that were not here last season. What went behind the roster construction for this team, and just what were you looking for? And obviously, it turned out well.
Yeah, when we came from light to pro division, we had few roster changes just because we wanted, to, of course, to win the pro division first. Then we had some setbacks, but I mean, Ricardo, he came for Allo-Pekka's position, and I don't know, I didn't expect us to win, but he improved so much during the season, and I mean, we won the championship when we least expected it. I mean, so well done by the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Ikavalko, one last question for you. I don't want to take up too much of your time away from the celebrations, obviously, but, we talked about earlier just the long journey. You're a player that has been in the elite division for a lot of his career, made that step back down the line, trying to build this almost famous team back up in the elite division. And we always talk about the ECL. It's about climbing that ladder. Now you are back in the top flight. You know, that climb to be back up there for next season, what does it mean to call yourself elite once again?
It feels so good. It feels so good. I've played many seasons elite, but this is the second coming of almost famous. We did the same thing last time from light to elite back-to-back seasons, and we did it again. I think there's some kind of magic in it.
Hey, some kind of special magic in it, and this time it results in a banner up in the rafters. Almost famous, your ECL Spring 24 Pro Division champions. The captain Ikavalko with us now. Ikavalko, thank you so much. Before we let you go, is there anything you would like to say? Anyone you would like to shout out before we wrap things up here?
Big shout out to our caster, Amkine on Twitch. Go follow him. He's a great caster. He casts in Finnish, but I hope you will get something even if you are not Finnish. He's a great caster and we will keep him on Elite also. So go follow him. There is our streams all will be there. That's the last shout
The
out.
casters get some love. I love that. Nice to see the fellow casters get a love, especially on the Finnish side. Thanks, Ikavalko. Thank you again so much. Go enjoy it with your team, man. Well deserved, and congratulations on the Pro Division Championship, my friend.
Thank you, guys. Thank you a lot.
Oh man, a great interview there from Ikavalko. Again, congratulations to him. I love the caster love, man. I'm a sucker for love for the fellow broadcasters, so do make sure you go give them a follow over there. Almost famous, elite division bound, and your pro division champions here for the spring 24 season. As we will take one final look at the bracket just for closure and for just finality. Overall, is I'm not 100% sure if they do have that updated. If they do, we'll get a quick look at it, and it looks like yes. Oh, not just yet. They still have to get that fifth game in there. Don't blame Ikavalko. He did take the time to join us, so can't blame him for not having that game in yet. But that 3 is a 4. A 4-1 series victory over Falun Coal Miners, almost famous champions in the pro division, their first title in club history. Again, they've been around for 6 years on and off, took a break for a couple of seasons after they were relegated from the elite division in ECL 10, ECL 11, and came back last season, tried to qualify for pro, didn't get in, had to grind their way up through the light division, finished as bronze winners, qualified for pro this season, finished mid-pack in their group, but again, in the playoffs, it's sometimes just all about getting that run at the right time. We saw this from Toturi a few seasons ago. They were the 8 seed, barely made the playoffs, and were able to find their way into the elite division, and that's a team that today is a elite division playoff team. So we'll see what the future holds for Almost Famous. You heard Ikavalko say it. He's not sure what the future holds, but they're not thinking about that right now. They're living in the moment, and that moment includes a shiny new championship trophy. So congratulations to Almost Famous. Falun Coal Miners, their season not done yet. They will now get ready for a relegation series against Renascore. And remember, this is a Falun Coal Miners team that were elite for multiple seasons, opted to go down on their own accord, trying to rebuild this team. They wanted to be a team that could contend in the elite division, decided to go down, change some things on the roster, and go for a team that was maybe a little bit fresher, a little bit newer, a team with not necessarily the most elite division experience. They decided to go down, almost resulted in a championship, but still could make their way back into the elite division. as they get ready for Renascore. As we have all 3 relegation series set now. Goons versus Mustakulta. I'm not exactly sure on when that series will be starting. I know that Alupekas, who was on Mustakulta, was in the chat, so maybe he can give us a little bit of insight on that. But we also heard earlier that Reitik up 2-1 in their relegation series against Haimo. Reitik, the Pro Division side, while Haimo trying to keep their place in the Elite Division. So Reitik, a team that have been around for 7 or 8 seasons in the Pro Division, just 2 wins shy of finding their way into Elite for the first time. So going to be interesting to see what happens there. And once again, Falun Coal Miners will get ready for a series against Renascore, the Pro Division runner-ups from last season. So it will be the last 2 runner-ups in the Pro Division facing off for a spot in the Elite Division. You'll have to look out for the Falun Coal Miners social medias to get more on that, as I'm sure that will probably happen within the next week or so, if I had to guess. So we'll have a good idea on who our Elite Division teams are in the near future. But for now, that will do it here for our coverage. A big thank you once again for Ikavalko for taking the time to join us for a few moments. Congratulations to Almost Famous on the championship, and congrats as well to Falun Coal Miners on a great season. A big thank you to our amazing sponsor, Covenant Accuracy, for all of their amazing and generous support of everything we do here at the ECL and at SportsGamer GG. Our coverage and the work that we do here would not be possible without them. A big thank you to Ken and everyone on the staff at SportsGamer GG that make this thing run. And a big shout out to Chris Ryan, our producer behind the scenes, making all of the bells and whistles that you see in this broadcast happen. I would not be able to look good whatsoever without the work that he puts in behind the scenes. So a big thank you to him. Congratulations once again to Almost Famous, your Pro Division champions for the ECL 24 spring season. Make sure you join us here next week as we will have ECL quarterfinals action here on the broadcast. But for now, that will do it here for our coverage. For myself and everyone at SportsGamer GG, thank you all for tuning in. Almost Famous, your Pro Division champions. They are elite bound for next season. Congratulations to them. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great night, everyone.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.